Morning all. So back for another video. So kind of the start of a new week, and I think I'll do a couple of, like I have done in past videos, a couple of updates every day or so, depending on what happens. So I just saw the doctors this morning. The main doctor I see every day is not here, so that's always good. I don't know where he is, how long he's gone for. I thought he was just gone over the holidays. I hope he comes back because I don't like the other two doctors. So yesterday I was feeling a bit better. I kind of probably ate too much over the Easter period. Yesterday I started to feel a bit better throughout the day, but that's because I hadn't eaten anything until Erin came in and bought me some potatoes, and then after she left I had a bit more, and I just didn't sit well. I vomited a fair bit. I had a couple of spews throughout the day, but one decent one late last night, like after midnight or something. I told him that this morning, and like I said, they had already put me in for an x-ray. I woke up this morning and I was very puffy in the face because of my TPN. My gut was very bloated even though I hadn't eaten in 10 hours. And I just had a massive spew as well, so that didn't make much sense. This is just everything else that didn't come up in the vomit was just sitting there. I felt so shit this morning. I had fuck all sleep as well. There's another doctor and she was like, so maybe ease off on the food, put me back onto free fluids so I can have soup and coffee and whatnot, so not complete torture yet. And she's like, oh, we'll see how we go, just keep up the laxative drinks, all the same fucking shit. Like, I don't know if we're getting anywhere like we are, and then as soon as I start to eat, or I try to eat like normally, it fucking backfires. And the difficult thing is, like I explained in a past video, like I feel okay if I don't eat, but when I go home I can't not eat. So it's just like she said, I'm happy she said it, but it's, it's just a time thing. They got the x-ray results back, and fucking this doctor, I won't say anything that I could potentially regret. He was like, ran into him in the hallway about half an hour later. He's like, oh yeah, the x-ray looks fine. I was like, well, that's weird because I don't fucking feel fine. And I just don't completely fuck it up. I just don't completely agree or believe him, because he said something last week that pissed me off. So in my normal x-rays, I do have what they describe as loops of bowel. I don't completely understand it, but there's like air pockets as well. And that's just obviously like bowel obstruction because you can't poo properly, like you fart a lot. So as soon as I start farting a lot, that's a somewhat giveaway. And I had been farting a fair bit over the weekend. But he said the other week that when I had the x-ray, so the past 2 weekends, sorry I'm confusing myself, the past 2 weekends they've let me eat, and then they do the x-ray on the Monday or Tuesday or whatever to see how the food had gone. Last week wasn't good, and that's when they put me back onto clear fluids. But then the guy come in last week, this time last week, and was like, oh yeah, x-ray shows you have like the bowel obstruction's reverted, put you back onto clear fluids, and then the other doctor come in, the one that I'm not very fond of. He was like, yeah, so Ash thinks this and this, but I think that's normal. I think this is what it usually looks like. So I was like, alright Ash, as in like, this dude knew better. As far as I'm concerned, the x-ray from last week and this one could look exactly the same. But if one doctor thought that was a bowel obstruction, would he not think that this one is too? And if the other guy didn't think it was, he wouldn't think this one is. My concern and fear, I guess, is that this donut, well, little doggy's going off its head, this fucking turkey is like, oh yeah, no, it's all good. Probably try to send me home this week. And even though I'm telling him I'm not fucking, I'm not eating, like I'm not tolerating eating, gonna try to send me home even though like I'm not well, I'm not back to normal. And I say every fucking time, I don't want to go home worse than when I fucking came in. And like, look, if this is permanent, then it's permanent, what the fuck can you do? But I don't feel like it is. I just feel like it's taken its sweet ass time to get back to normal. And I don't think that they all have the patience, and I don't really either, but what the fuck can you do? You can only help yourself so much, and if it means I gotta cut back on the food for another extended period, then it's what you gotta do. But I don't know if you can tell, I'm doing a little dance because I need to pee, so I shall pick this up soon. Thank you. How's it going, guys? So just thought I'd give another little update as to what's happened today. So I didn't eat yesterday, and the doctors came around this morning and asked how I was feeling, and I said, I'm still not great, but better than yesterday. And they're like, oh, that's good. I'm like, well, it's because I didn't eat. Like, I'm not putting more shit in to make myself feel fuller and worse, It's not rocket science. So they decided to put me back on a normal diet. So that just depends on what I feel like eating and how I feel and whatnot. I just gotta, take it a bit easier this time around. I know I'm willing to be slow and patient, but it doesn't seem like they are. Like, just, are you better yet? Can you go home? No, unfortunately not. Like I said the other day, like if I'm not eating and I go home, I'm pretty screwed. So I don't know what they're thinking. I spoke to one of the nurses today, and she had a chat with the doctors for me, and reassured me that they're not going to try give me the boot too early. They sent me down for an ultrasound today to see if there were like any further issues. Could probably explain why what's happening is happening. And I said, well, you're not really going to find anything. We know the problem. It's just a slow fix. So sent me down for an abdo ultrasound, and they were looking for any potential problems with my gallbladder. So after 10 minutes or so, like, it fucking sucked. They were going like right over my port and my rib cage where my line is for my port. And they couldn't find my gallbladder. This dude's coming to his car. So they were saying that they couldn't find my my gallbladder, and that's because my bowel is swollen, and it's kind of like in places where it shouldn't be, so it's hiding my gallbladder. They said they could like just see it, but they couldn't really get a great picture that they wanted. And then once they once they said that they couldn't find it, they started looking for like kidney stones or gallstones or something like that. I'm not too sure what they are and what the difference is and whatnot, but you know, I'm fairly certain that that's not the issue. And I told them that, you know, I don't see the point, like, unless you're genuinely concerned that that could be a problem, you know, like, go ahead. But I feel like there would be more symptoms and more of a sign. I said, look, don't just don't just go like wasting people's time and my time and whatnot, doing a bunch of unnecessary shit. Like, we know what the problem is. You're not gonna get it fixed any quicker than how it's naturally gonna fix itself. You can only, you know, you can stop the food, and you can fucking give me Movicol and Glycoprep and that laxative shit. But it's time. It's just, you know, and the hospital doesn't always work like that. They're not just willing to give you as much time as you need. So I think it's every week or so they review a list of patients that have been here long term, and that is generally like 4 weeks, I think, a month or so, and they review the patient and the history, why are they still here, why is he not home, what's going on. And so she also mentioned that the TPN doctors were going to come around, and just to prepare me for it, that they might want to stop the TPN. And I was like, okay, I'll go ahead, I'm, you know, not too fussed with that. But they're like, oh, the issue with that is if we stop the TPN, like, why are you here? Oh, why do you fucking think, you dumb bitch? Fucking, oh, what do I even have? Bowel obstruction. Jesus Christ. Like, if you look at my notes and my history and stuff, it's, oh, Kyle Taylor, long-term patient, shortcut, TPN, yada yada yada. But like, I don't have to be here for TPN. I could be here for another reason. I could fucking jump off this fucking roof and break my leg, and they're gonna be like, oh, he needs TPN. No, I have a broken leg, you dumb bitch. Fucking treat it. I'm so sorry. I just get very heated. It's a fucking built up frustrations that I can't really voice to them in the manner that I can voice to you guys and myself. It's an outlet, you know. I can do and say whatever the fuck I want. And that's a good thing, you know. I say this shit to them, and I will be going home. So I don't know specifically what is happening. I'm pretty sure they said the x-ray was okay, and I don't think it was. They said the ultrasound was okay, which, you know, I guess it is. Started back on food. I'm not having TPN for the next couple of nights. The theory is that she's like, oh, if you stop the TPN, why are you here? Yada yada yada. Like, what can we do that's different than you just going home and treating it yourself? I said, well, if something goes wrong, there's no one at home. There's not fucking 70 fucking nurses and like 50 doctors that are just there to help, you know. It's me and my girlfriend. Like, she's not always there, she's at work. And, you know, you come to a hospital to get better, and then you go home. They're not supposed to fucking give up and fucking, oh, we tried, off you go. But unfortunately, that's what it's like half the time. It's fucking annoying. Jesus Christ, I need a haircut. So, I don't know, I'm not having TPN for the next couple of nights, and just gonna try eat, you know, as normal without trying to push it, and see how that goes. Because what I'll be doing in the next couple of days is what I'll ideally be doing at home. You know, I said this fucking 20 something times yesterday, but, you know, I go home, I don't have TPN. I have food and tablets. And if I'm not eating and I try to eat and it backfires and I vomit a lot and I shit a lot and then I get very dehydrated and I fucking back in emergency within 3 days. You know, it's not rocket science. It's really not. It's fucking... Oh. Getting heated again. So yeah, I don't know, I think we just, next couple of days will be a trial run. And I'll obviously, you know, let you guys know how that's going. I just fucking had some shit from the cafe before and I vomited that up, so yeah, that's always a fucking good start. But yeah, I'll check back in soon. Catch up. Morning everyone. So it's now Thursday afternoon. I just saw the doctors and once again there's a new person and the old doctor that I don't really like. And considering when they said they came around at like 8:30, 9 o'clock and I was asleep, and then I woke up, came downstairs, went back up, and they were like, oh yeah, they came around again. I missed them a second time, and I was in the toilet just before and they came in again. Missed them a third time, but managed to catch him in the hallway. And you know, he's just pretty pushy for discharge, and I don't really quite think he's understanding that, you know, unless I'm eating properly, then I shouldn't be going home. So he was asking how the food's going. I said I had something for dinner last night and I vomited, but my bowels have, I don't know, seem to be, he thinks they're getting better, but just because they're a certain way, it doesn't make it a good thing. And the same as like, yeah, I'm eating, but it doesn't mean it's a good thing. So I need to be going to the toilet properly, I need to be eating properly before I'm comfortable enough to go home. And he's like, yeah, so we just keep up the food. Obviously don't overdo it, gotta balance it with the drinks. Not having TPN tonight again, but tomorrow I've got the proper doctors coming around, so we can probably make a little bit more of a plan. And you know, if things magically get better, like he seems to think, I told him that my stools were a bit more formed than usual. Sorry for the details, but you know, this is life. And he's like, oh, that's good, because that means it's probably getting rid of the obstruction, which I found to be funny because there was no actual obstruction to get rid of. But I do understand what he means. I was like, yeah, so like this part will come out, but then nothing else. And it's just, I'm not having like a proper satisfying bowel movement. And then if I keep eating on top of what's already blocked, you know, it's just going to make it worse. So it's, should I be eating? Probably not, but if I'm able to not overdo it and have the right amount of the laxative drinks to kind of balance it all out. But I don't know, like I guess if this keeps up, like maybe I could go home at the end of next week. I guess that's probably what we're going to aim for before next weekend, maybe. I don't know, but just, you know, take another turn, then we'll see. I don't know, I feel like we're at fucking nearly 6 weeks now, and I don't know, it's either gonna like be a fucking long admission or like I'll go home in a couple of days. Like I really don't know. I don't think there's an in-between. Could be another fucking 6 weeks for all I know, but jeez, what the fuck. But yeah, so I guess this is the end of the video. Don't really have the x-ray, the ultrasound he said was all good, but you know, I just don't trust his judgment. It probably is. I don't think if there was something severely wrong, I'm sure he wouldn't be that stupid enough to not pick up on it. But yeah, I shall pick up tomorrow once I've spoken to the doctors, the proper doctors. But thanks heaps for watching. You know, as always, like, comment, subscribe, chuck us a message, chuck us a comment, give us some feedback. all that good shit. But yeah, thanks heaps for watching, guys. Talk to you soon.